What up, y'all? It's Razi of Three Brothers No Sense. Of course, always like, subscribe, comment, do all that good stuff. But right now, just check out this nice clip from Three Brothers No Sense.
But like I said, it was funny because we keep going back. I go back to this, this belief that women shouldn't have to pay 50-50. But I feel like this is, in my mind when I read this, I'm like, this is the same woman doesn't feel like she should pay 50-50, but she's asking her daughter to pay part of the, bills.
2080.
Yeah,
right?
It's when is it okay to ask everybody from, like, their child becomes a dependent, just like you want to be a dependent on this man. Like you're if anybody has the right to be a dependent, it's your freaking dependent. Like, this is your child, right? But a real man pays all the bills, and I'm kind of like, but you're an adult that was paying these bills and stuff before him, but now you want him to do this. But you're the same type people who would say, I feel like the same people who would argue that the child should pay the bills are the same people who would say a woman should have to pay bills. So who pays bills? Men and children.
My thing is, if you want a man to pay 100%, then he should not have to worry about anything that a housewife would do, right? And that's the complaint, is that they don't want to go 50-50, but they want help around the house. They want help with everything. They want, like, with all the things that a housewife would do. So if you want to be in a traditional marriage where you get 100%, the guy's paying, he's going out, he's working, he's paying 100% of the bills, don't say nothing when he wants to come home and play the PlayStation until bedtime, or he wants to go out and bowl with his guys. No. Like, if we're going to go to a traditional marriage, you got to go all the way to a traditional marriage. Like, let's not half step it and be like, oh, well, he should help me around the house and he should be helping me with the kids. He should be, nah. When guys were paying 100% of the bills, they were barely home. They were probably had a marriage or a chick outside on the side, but we ain't even gonna go there. Like, the thing is, he was able to do that, or he was doing that, and he didn't worry about what we were eating for food, what if we were cooking, if the house was clean. He wasn't folding no clothes. He went, like, that's the thing, is women like to complain about the womanly duties and not want to do those. They want help on those, but they still want the guy to do everything that a traditional guy would do. That's just not fair.
I definitely don't think it's fair. I mean, I think we're adults, but my biggest thing about that, and kind of where I was going with the kids, is the cost of living has gone up.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a lot of people, and they keep showing you the numbers, that I think only anywhere between, call it 18 to 15%, I think, percent of the population, and I think that's men and women, make six figures in America. Right? Six figures or higher. And that's men and women. So that's half the population, out of that. And so let's just call it even 15. Let's say 15% of men, because it's 15% of women, 15% men. Let's call it about down the middle. So 15% of men make $100,000 or more. A lot of those men are married. If my wife had been looking for that when we met or got married, she would not be with me. Right? It's the fact that when we got married in 2012, I wasn't making six figures. Right? I've been fortunate to have a career and a career path that has allowed me to make more money than that. But at the end of the day, that's not the norm. But it's so many people that want this and expect this, and it's a way to judge men and as providers. Is like, man, the average person can't afford, like, we're talking about student loan debt, inflation, all these things that are going crazy, yet and still the expectation hasn't changed. You're looking at daycare being anywhere between $1,000 to $1,500 a month per child, if not more. And you're saying it should be a one-parent household. And then I've seen, some women that want to stay at home when, still put the kid in daycare when they're a stay-at-home mom, which is just a whole nother, I don't even want to go down path. But back to the point is, why adults expecting other people to pay their bills is such a ridiculous concept to me.
Yeah.
Right? If you're a
Well,
single
and
parent,
I,
or
I I think
or
that's different. Okay, so I think those are two different things. I think women expecting guys to pay their bills is different than the 50-50 conversation. Those are two separate things there, right? The 50-50 conversation talks about we're in the same house, it's our household, we're going 50-50 on our bills in our household versus you have an apartment over there and I'm paying your bills. That's and there are some women who expect that. So let's I want to
okay,
separate
okay, I'll
those and
accept
make
that. I'll accept.
sure
Yeah.
we're not talking about the same thing. 50-50 is about we're in the same house, and to your point, we can't I can't pay all the bills. Salaries don't make it. Inflation caused me. I can't pay all the bills. I need your help. But I will say Haley asked me this question because I guess she was trying to talk to some boy, and the boy said he brought up 50-50, and she was like, am I crazy for not wanting to do 50-50? And I'll read exactly what I told her. I said, I think it's a red flag to watch out for, but not a deal breaker. It really should be proportional to your incomes. Most people can't live off one income anymore, so help from a spouse makes sense. But if he's raised by a real man, he's going to do everything he can to handle the bills. But ultimately, if y'all get married, the money is y'all money anyway. And then I gave her an example of a bucket of water, and you got two cups, right? Your income, my income. If y'all a family, once you pour those two incomes into that bowl, it's you can't tell whose money is whose, right? Like the 50-50 conversation should be going out of the window once y'all are one, y'all are in there, y'all putting the money together anyway. So it doesn't matter if it's you make 30%, I make 70%, it's our money there. And I think we've had that conversation, right? But ultimately guys are going to want to pay most of the bills because that's just generally how we're raised. So I have told my daughters, like, you should be looking for that guy that's like, I'm gonna handle it, I'm gonna take care of it, but if I do need help, I need you to help me, right? So I think that's a very different conversation than automatically going and saying it's 50-50 because
Mm.
she might not make it. And I even told Haley, I'm like, it might be 70-30 the other way because you're going to PT school, you might be making 3 times what the guy you're dating makes. So what then? You expect him to pay all the bills, and what you gonna do with your money?
Okay, I'm hearing some mixed messaging here
For me or Razi?
from Razi.
Okay, thank you.
Go.
We how long we've been doing this show now?
What, 5 years?
5 years.
In those 5 years, we have consistently and constantly talked about how women have not only caught up with men but surpassed men in income and education by historic numbers. So you can't then say, oh, well, I guess you can because you did. But I think it's mixed messaging to tell women, hey, you guys are on our level now. You guys, in most cases, make more money than we do, or just as much money as we do. But look for a man that can pay all the bills.
I didn't say that. So
That's what
that's
you
the thing.
just
I
said.
didn't say no. I
You
didn't say
did
look
say
for
that.
no,
You
no,
literally said that's a red flag.
no.
And you called
It is. It is.
and you said a real man. That's where you got
You
under
did.
my skin
You
right there.
did.
You said
You
a
did.
real man.
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah,
let me
because
finish and let me
I'm a
finish my
dad.
thought.
Oh, go ahead,
And
go.
let me finish my thought. The 50-50 conversation is so ridiculous to me because this is generally what women who believe in this are saying. I'd rather pay 100% of my bills than going 50% with a man. Do we not see how stupid that is on its surface?
Yes.
You rather pay 100% than to go 50-50 with a man. And then, of course, they will rebut with, well, if I got to be with a man and be, I can be miserable myself. Why would you even be with a man that makes you miserable that's paying 100%?
Right.
Like, that shouldn't even be in the cards. So 50-50, I think, is one of those social media driven conversations that I think people in real life, for the most part, figure out. I really do. I think people in general figure it out. I think it's just something that a few elite influencer type women have posted and then other women repeat it. But at the end of the day, a lot of these people, a lot of these women that we see are reposting these type of posts. At the end of the day, they meet a man that treats them right, whether it's 60-40, 70-30, or 50-50. They'll be willing to do that if that man is going to treat and respect her.